Hey everybody, it's Rob. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering the Leapquake Barbarian for patch 2.4.2 and or season 7. This build is a Boulder Toss Leapquake build. You may remember if you watched my videos that I covered a Leapquake build back a few weeks ago. This is going to be a new and improved, more up-to-date version of this build, and it is currently what I am pushing solo play with. And this build is actually far superior in almost every way, as far as I can tell from my performance compared to the old build playstyle. So in today's video, I will be covering the gear, the legendary gems, skills, ruins, passives, cubed items, and Paragon point distribution of this build. And then after the actual build part of the video, there will be a gameplay part after at the end. That comes at the end though, so make sure to stick around and watch that if you actually want to see how the build performs and how it actually functions like live. Well, not live, but I recorded a Rift, which I actually literally just came back from finishing right there. It's only a 75, I believe it was. But this build is definitely capable of doing 90 plus. I am currently pushing 83 solo for my progression runs, and that's without even fully optimized gear. I have plenty of things that I can make improvements on, and I'm trying to push 83 currently myself, and I am by no means a top player. Alright, so first thing I'm going to move into is the skills. Obviously, on my first click, I am going to have Ancient Spear Boulder Toss. Second, my right mouse click is Earthquake Molten Fury. Number 1 key, Battle Rage Bloodshed. 2, Leap, Death from Above. Threatening Shout, Falter. Wrath the Berserker, Insanity. Now this might vary from some playstyles other people see, or you've seen other people do rather. Some people like to use Warcry and the Veterans Call or Veterans Warning or whatever, or Impunity or whatnot. I have opted out from using that, and I'm using Wrath the Berserker for the ridiculous damage boost you get from this. It's more of a situational kind of thing, but I find that I've had a lot easier time taking down elites with this for obvious reasons with the Insanity Ruin. The Warcry is still definitely a very viable route to go, but from my experiences, Wrath the Berserker is definitely the more efficient way to go if you're actually trying to push. That being said, my first passive is Boonable Kathos to increase my uptime on Wrath of the Berserker with a substantial amount of cooldown reduction, and with this passive, you are going to have a pretty significant amount of uptime for your Wrath of the Berserker for killing elites or just insanely dense areas. You're going to really want to be utilizing this in the best situations and popping it whenever you run into an elite, obviously. Next ruin or passive. The next passive I am using is Earth and Might for the obvious fury gain on Avalanche. Next one I'm using is Rampage. All around a really good damage increase, and it's going to be a survivability increase to some degree because you gain strength. In turn from strength, you gain armor. So this is going to be a little bit of survivability and damage. Next passive I am using is Ruthless. This will help when you're trying to push to kill an elite or a boss very fast. You gain 40% additional damage when they're below 30%. That's really nice for when you're trying to push a timer really hard. So I really like having that skill because of that reason. All right, we're going to go cover the gear a little bit, and then we'll move on to legendary gems. First piece, obviously, set helm, Eyes of the Earth, set shoulders, set chest, set gloves. Move on to the neck. Hellfire amulet, or a resist neck of some form. Like, as you can see, I haven't ID'd it yet, but here's an arcane resist neck right down here. A Hellfire amulet with a good passive or some form of a elemental resistance neck. Poison, fire, lightning, arcane, whatever you've gotten that's rolled best. Obviously on that, you're going to want one of a couple of things. Elemental damage, crit chance, area damage, some combination of those things, plus the resist that you get on a resist neck, or a good passive, like I said before. I currently am using, obviously, a Hellfire amulet. Next piece, Scholar's Salvation. I don't know how to pronounce that. Salvation, the Ancient Spear Boulder Toss Bracers. Increases the damage of your Boulder Toss by 100%. And if it hits 5 or fewer targets, up to 150%. 120 to 150 is what the damage range rolls on that. Next piece, Dread Iron Belt. Ground Stomp causes an avalanche. which obviously we're not using Ground Stomp, but we're using this for the avalanche damage bonus that it has right there. You can see with the little diamond lit up next to it. Avalanche damage is increased by 180%. Damage range on that is 150 to 200. Rings, obviously I'm using focus and restraint, and focus. Set legs, weight of the earth, of course. Set boots, foundation of the earth. And the weapon, blade of the tribes. No real flexibility with these pieces, obviously. We're using blade of the tribes, obviously, for the bonus, war cry and threatening shout, cause an avalanche, and earthquake. And because it increases earthquake damage by up to 150 to 200%. As you can see, I got 182 on mine. Decent roll, nothing amazing. Alright, as you probably saw while I was going over the gear, I have a certain set of legendary gems. We'll go over that now. Bane of the Stricken for the elite or boss damage you gain from that. Obvious reasons. Alteration for the physical damage reduction. And the below 50% life bonus. Bane of the Trapped. There's not a whole lot of flexibility with these. I see basically all leap barbs using this combination of 3 legendary gems. Obviously these are really phenomenal gems to use all around. I really like them. Go ahead and move on to the Paragon Point distribution. Now, typically you want to max out your movement speed to get up to whatever 25% is. I haven't been doing that. I've been opting out for just going all straight strength. Oh, and obviously you're going to want to max out your Fury. I, for some reason, cleared mine out. The reason being as to why you want to max out your Fury is because when you do a boulder toss, okay, I'm just going to read it instead of trying to explain it. Throw a giant boulder that expends all remaining Fury to deal 20% weapon damage for every single point of Fury expended to enemies within 9 yards of the impact. So for every single point of Fury spent, you deal 20% weapon damage. So you want to max out what your Fury is. So every additional point of Fury you have and you spend, that is that much more damage. So I was currently distributed wrong because I probably cleared it out at one point in time and forgot to do it correctly. So you want to focus on maxing out your Fury, get some movement speed to clear rifts faster, and then dump the rest into strength. I'm currently just opting out of the movement speed because it's really not technically a make or break kind of situation. You can run without it because your leap is going to get you around more than fast enough. But if you feel like you're moving a little slow, you can obviously dump your points into movement speed to get up to 25%. I am currently having a lot of success with not going that route, so I am dumping them all into strength at the moment. For offense, you're obviously going to want to max out your cooldown reduction to keep up your Wrath of the Berserker as much as possible. Then you want to focus on your crit hit chance and your crit hit damage. Attack speed isn't really going to have a whole lot of difference because your boulder toss is just going to be one quick throw and it's going to be done. It's not going to benefit you a whole lot, so max that out last. Defense, you want to go resist, armor, resist, life, armor, life regen. One more time. Resist, life, armor, life regen. On utility, this looks a little weird, I'm sure, to some of you. You're going to want to focus on area damage, life per hit, gold find, and ignore resource cost reduction. Reason being is because of the bonus you get from the weight of the earth. Reduce the cooldown of Earthquake, Avalanche, Leap, and Ground Stomp by 1 second for every 30 Fury you spend with an attack. So you don't want to be reducing the resource cost of skills. You want to be spending as much Fury as possible so you can get those things back off a cooldown as quickly as possible. Getting resource cost reduction is going to be counterproductive to the whole cause, to the whole idea behind that. I notice a lot of people don't look at it that way, but that's just the way I look at it anyways. So, one other thing before I move on, you can see I'm kind of gemmed weird. I gemmed for strength and resist as opposed to all resist. I haven't been having a whole lot of problems with survivability, so I wanted to kind of push my DPS a little further, so I went with strength gems in the chest. Oh, one other thing I didn't mention I was going to cover, I'll cover my Templar, what he's geared out for. Obviously, I'm going to want a Templar relic that prevents him from dying. Then I'm going to have him use the Azura Wrath, 20% chance to freeze on hit. Nice for just keeping mobs off of me. I'm using the S of Johann, or Johann, however you want to pronounce it. Has a chance to pull enemies in towards him. Nice way, little way to round mobs up to more efficiently drop your earthquakes and whatnot on them. Using a Justice Lantern to boost his block. We'll get to why in just a moment. And an Oculus Ring for the Oculus Ring circles on the ground for the damage bonus, 84%, as you can see mine rolled. I have him using a Justice Lantern Ring because his shield causes a freeze upon block. Blocking an attack has a chance to freeze an attacker for 1.0 seconds. It's 0.5 to 1.5. There's not a huge range there, so I mean, 1 second is better than nothing. So the more he blocks, the more he freezes. So he's getting a freeze effect from his shield and a freeze effect from his sword. So this is just a nice little way to keep mobs off of me, keep them frozen, keep them CC'd in any way, shape, or form, and to obviously round them up with the neck. And then to maximize my damage potential with an Oculus Ring. There's a handful of different setups for a follower, but this is what I feel like is working best for me. So I highly recommend giving this one a shot, trying it out, whatnot. I really like this setup. This is what I've been going with, and I've been having a lot of success with it. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the cubed items. First cubed item, clearly going to be using a furnace for the obvious 50% elite damage bonus. Amazing, just all around crazy damage increase. Lit Socks allows you to leap 3 times per cooldown. Essential to the build, there's no flexibility there. Then Band of Might. Now there's a little bit of flexibility with this if you're not pushing. If you're doing speed runs, you can drop this and pick up a convention of elements. If you're pushing, you absolutely have to have Band of Might. This makes a massive difference in your survivability. Granted, you have other things that are giving you survivability too, but this is essential. You need to have this. I believe, did I skip anything? I don't think I skipped anything. See, we did gear, did gems, paragon, skills, runes, passives. Yeah, I think that's about it, actually. Yep, that's it. I covered everything. I've had a long day. Didn't really know if I'd covered everything. So that's about all I got for the actual build itself. Like I said, be sure to stick around until the end of the video. I'm going to be showing you how the build actually functions itself and whatnot. And be sure to check out the description. I'm going to hook up my Facebook account for my YouTube content and whatnot. So go ahead and go over there and give me a like if you want to follow me and know when videos are coming, or if you just want to communicate with me in a different manner. So I'm going to be putting a link to that in the description below. And this is going to be my new build. I'm going to be basically getting rid of my old Leapquake build video, and this will be my current one. So I'm going to be trying to send people from that video over to this one. Anyways, that's about all I've got for today. If you guys like the build, if you have any suggestions, or if you just have any comments, be sure to leave me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. That's about all I got for today. Stick around for the Greater Rift video after this. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.